Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Amari. For those of y'all who don't know, now you do. And today's video is more informal. I'm in my PJs still. I have no makeup on because I'm gonna try to film a couple different videos today. So today's video is going to be my eyeshadow palette collection. I have so many eyeshadow palettes. I think I have around 80. Do I have a problem? Yes. Do I need all this makeup? No. But do I enjoy buying it? Yes. I don't know how I'm going to start. I think I may start by brand. So I have quite a few. So if you guys would like to see what's in my eyeshadow palette collection, continue watching. All right, I'm sorry for the lines. I film in front of a window, so the blinds are causing lines. And if I pull that up, it's going to be lines from the window pane. So there's going to be lines regardless. So starting off, we're going to start with Anastasia, and I have 6 Anastasia palettes. So first off, we have the Modern Renaissance palette. Everyone loved this palette. I was late to the game getting this palette. Mine is barely used. I think by the time I got it, I just wasn't into these shades anymore, but I still like it and I still pick it up from time to time. Next up, we have the Norvina palette. Now, I think this palette has beautiful shimmers. But once again, I was late to the game and I just don't gravitate towards these shades anymore. Next up, we have Soft Glam. And a couple of my palettes have shattered shades because the pigments are just so soft, and my Soft Glam is one. These actually came to me shattered. But then I repressed them and then they fell again, and it's just a lot. So this one was my go-to palette for the longest of time to the shade Shattered. So that's that one. Oh, it's made a mess. My next one is the Subculture. This one was like my first Anastasia palette and I loved it. And mine is shattered. A couple shades shattered. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades have shattered because I dropped them. The pigments are so soft, but I love this shade. I love this color story, and I'm going to use it. The next up, we have my favorite palette. It is the Jackie Aina palette by Anastasia. And I just love this palette. She did the thing when she created this palette with them. She did the thing with this palette. And these shades are beautiful. The shimmers are amazing. I just love this palette. And my last Anastasia palette is the Ambreezy palette. This packaging is phenomenal. And the shades are beautiful. The shade Gemini in mine fell out. And I just thought that was on brand for Gemini, because I've never met a Gemini that I liked. So that is that one. Those are all my Anastasia. Next up is BH Cosmetics, and I have more than I thought I did. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 16 palettes so far. All right, so the first one up is the Totally Plastic collection by Iggy with BH Cosmetics. So this is pink sunglasses. Y'all saw it in my, for those of you who saw it in my last video, here it is again. I think it's cute. Wait, 11 palettes. All right, and then we have Blue Fur, which is so cute. We have what? Purple Platforms, which is cute. We have the Lavendune Prince, or the Lavendune Prince, this one with the beautiful packaging. I love it. And it's just a rainbow palette. And I love this. I love this palette. I use the pink and the orange for blush sometimes. Love that. This one is the Trendy in Tokyo. Like, this was my go-to rainbow palette for the longest of time, because this red shade actually shows up red on me, and not pink, not magenta, but red. So I love this palette. Next up, we have an oldie but a goodie. This is the Carly Bible and BH Cosmetics collab. This is the deluxe edition, so this one comes with the highlighters, and it is just a cool tone palette. It comes with a huge mirror, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Cute, cute. I don't reach for this anymore, but I should start. I love these highlighters too. I'm gonna start back pulling this out. Next we have the Sweet Shop Cotton Candy. I've not used this, but I just can't wait. Like, look at these pink shades. Look. Can't wait. Cannot wait. I have the Beige Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil. This was my first Beige Cosmetics palette. This was my first ever rainbow palette. And as you can see, I love those greens and those blues. Yes. Yes, I love this palette. I have the Beige Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil Rio edition. So it's just that, but all shimmer. All shimmer. That's cute. It's not my favorite palette, but I use it when I need a colorful shimmer. Then I have the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Ibiza palette. This packaging is so beautiful. Mine is just dirty. It has tape on it. But these shades, this palette is so fall without the intention of being a fall palette. So if you guys don't have this palette, I need you to get your hands on it if you can still get your hands on it, because this palette is amazing. The pigment is there. I love this palette. And the last BH Cosmetics palette that I do have is this. It's like a 28 neutral palette. The words done rubbed off. I mainly use it for the blushes. The shadows in here are trash. They're trash. The shimmers aren't shimmers. They're basically chalky toppers, and yeah. But the blushes, they A1. But the shadows, trash. Trash. Don't get this. All right. The next brand is Colourpop, and I have a bunch of their small monochromatic. I think I have 10 of them, and then I have a couple more different palettes. So let's get started. So we're at 17 palettes so far, and that's crazy. All right, so the first one is the It's My Pleasure, and it's just purple. This shade is going to come out, but this is what it looks like. Beautiful purple shade. This one came shattered too, but I got to press the colors back in, but you know, things do. I love this. It's cute. Little purple. The next one, this is my ride or die. This is the one I use all the time. It's the Honey palette by Colourpop, and it's just yellows. It's just yellows. It comes with a pressed glitter in the middle. I don't really, vibe with that, but if you love pressed glitter, you do you. But this is beautiful. I love yellow eyeshadows, and it was hard to find it, but then I got that palette and I loved it. This is the Soul palette. None of the shades in this palette are in their original spot because it dropped and it shattered and all the shades popped out, so I just popped them back in. So yeah, this is my Soul palette. I don't really use it anymore because it shattered, and I hate when palettes shatter because I hardly ever go back to that palette. Next we have the Main Squeeze. This one's just the red one. Cute. I maybe dabbled into this twice. I have eyelash glue right here. This is another tried and true, the Ooh La La palette. I love me some pink shades, and this palette went hard for me. This shade right here, Sandbar, that was my shade. If you see, look at it, there's like a huge dent in it right there. That was my shade. That was the girl, and I love that palette. I have the Brown Sugar palette. It just has neutral shades. I used that in a video. Maybe a Vlogmas video. I have the Proceed with Caution Shayla X Colourpop collab. I don't know who that is, but I saw this palette and I thought it was cute. So if you do know, inform me down below. I got the Blue Moon palette because I was looking to get the Blue Blood palette from, He Who Shall Not Be Named, but I got this instead. And you know what? I was not disappointed. These shades go hard. They go real hard. And I gotta pull this out again. I've not used this in forever. Love this. I have the Mar palette, which came with the Soul palette. Oh no, it's missing a shade. I don't know when that happened, but it is missing a shade. So I use this shade all the time, just all over the lid, like for like a brown smoky moment, look like a 90s look. I use that shade. And then the last monochromatic palette that I have is the Just My Luck. This came out for St. Patrick's Day a couple years ago, and it just has all these green shades. I love green shadows too. Oh, this is cute. I gotta pull this out more. I be forgetting how many palettes I got. Next up we have the 18. Are these the 18 pan or 12 pan or 4, 8, 12? 12 pan palettes. So first up, this is the Sweet Talk palette. My aunt got me this because she wanted me to use it on my YouTube channel, and I've not used it on my YouTube channel, so I'm gonna make her a video. This is cute. It comes with some pressed glitters and some. I'm having a stroke. It comes with some pressed glitters and some super shock shadows. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. And here, and it's just pink and coral, and I love those shades. Next up, this is my first ever like palette that I've ever got. This is the Yes Please palette by Colourpop. It done seen better days, but this was my baby. This was my baby. Like, I use this palette all the time. This was my baby. This one I had started getting into yellow eyeshadow, and I bought this palette because I wanted a yellow eyeshadow, but this one wasn't too good. But this was my baby. Love that. And the last Colourpop palette that I have is the California Love palette. And I need to pull this palette out again. The last time I used this palette was on my birthday when I turned 23. That was like 2 years ago. And I use this. This is a pressed glitter. I know I just said I don't like pressed glitter, but listen, this one right here, this one is cute. This one is cute. This one is the girl. It was the best thing I've ever used. These shades are so pigmented, so like, oh, they're just so beautiful. Like, if you're looking for like a warm palette, and if you can still get this palette, or if you can find this palette somewhere, get it. Get it, because it is beautiful. It is that girl. It is that girl, and I love it. All right, so the next brand is Glam Light. If y'all hear like pitter patter or like tapping, it's my dog. She's ready to go out, so I'm gonna take her out after this. So next brand is Glam Light, and Glam Light is known for like their packaging, their gimmicky, and the gimmicks done got me, and I love Glam Light. I love their formula and their pigmentation. So let's get into it. So the first palette that I have is the Burger palette by Glam Light. This was my first palette by Glam Light, and when I tell you I love this palette to death, I love this palette to death. As you can see, the inside just looks like a burger, and then the shade names are names of condiments that go on a burger, like tomato, pickles, spinach, red onions, Thousand Island, blue cheese. I love this palette. The only thing I don't like are these two shimmery shades because of the oil that's in them. They're like a pressed glitter, but not really. They're kind of like a super shock shadow from Colourpop, but the oil leaks. But this palette, this was my favorite palette. I was just like, oh, I saw a YouTube video and I was like, I had to get it. So I got that one. The next up, I have the Glam Light Paint Pro and the original Painter's palette. I've not used these like I should. I'm just gonna be honest. This one is just beautiful neon shades, and I need to pull it out. I just forgot I had it in my collection. So that one is this one, and then this one I got. And the reason why I've not used this one, I just put it out the other day. The reason why I've not used this one, because the blue one came to a little crack. And like I said, I don't be using palettes once they crack. And I'm just like, ugh. But I'm going to use it because I spent my money on it. Next, I have the Michaela palette by Glam Light. I love Michaela. I love her content. I love her voice. I love her accent. I just love her. She's so true. And she's not going to tell me to buy something that's not good. And girl, I feel you on that red lipstick because I can't find a red lipstick that I like. I love this palette. It has glitter in the thing, on the packaging. And then Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm talking so fast. And this is what it looks like on the inside. You got purples, you have greens, you have your neutrals here. You can really do any look you want with this palette. And I gotta pull this palette out more. I just did a look with this. It's on my Instagram, but I've not filmed it for here. So I'm going to redo that look. I'm gonna do it here. I might insert it on the screen, but I'm gonna show you that look because it was pretty good. The last two Glam Light palettes I still have them in their pack. It's just too cute to get rid of. So this is the Cake palette by Glam Light. It's another rainbow palette. I love rainbow palettes. I love colorful eyeshadow. For a moment, I was only doing browns because my brushes was dirty and I feel like cleaning them, so I just kept using brown. But I got new brushes now. So all the colorful looks. So this is the Cake palette. And I used this one a couple days ago. And I'm going to film that look for you guys. This palette is beautiful. Look at these shades. And I also use this on my aunt for Halloween. It's just a beautiful palette. I love it. 10 out of 10 would recommend Glam Light. Like if you like gimmicky stuff and cute packaging, but also like the pigment is there, Glam Light is your go-to. And they're pretty affordable too. And the last Glam Light palette that I have is the ice cream palette. I just think it's so cute. Hold on, I gotta get it out of this packaging. It has like sprinkles, like the little jimmies, they move on the packaging as well. I'm sorry, I'm blinding you guys. Like that is so reflective. I think this is what it looks like. And I also use this palette on a look that I will record for you guys. I like to test out the looks before I just hit record because sometimes they be coming out ugly. So be on the lookout for that. This palette is beautiful. I love this palette. So that is all my Glam Light palettes. So next up is gonna be Juvia's Place. And I think I have the most out of all the brands, Juvia's Place is the one I have the most of. I think I have about like 19, 20 just of their palettes. So let's get into it. I'm trying not to make this video long, so I'm talking pretty fast. I'm so sorry if people don't like that I talk fast, but I am doing it. So the first one I have is the Warrior 2 palette. This packaging is beautiful. It's an all matte palette. It's cute. It's gorgeous. It's Juvia's Place. Pans are big. You know how Juvia's Place do it. This is the original The Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. Now this packaging, their packaging is so good. They slap on packaging. So this one has shimmers and neutrals. It's cute. It's cute. This one is the Warrior 3 palette by Juvia's Place. This one's more colorful. It has your pinks, your blues, your reds, your greens, your yellows, you know, an array of color. This is beautiful. I've not used this one like I should, but I have it. This is the Zulu palette. This was like my first like rainbow palette by them, and I love this palette. I loved it. Like, oh girl, go hard. Like, I love this palette. If you can get your hands on this palette, get it, because this palette is good. Like I said, I used to, this pink shade, this purple shade, and these shades down here, you can see the dents in them. Like, I love this palette. Yeah, so that's the Zulu palette. This is the Wahala 2 palette by Juvia's Place. And this is what it looks like. This is a pressed glitter, and like I keep saying, and this one is a pressed glitter too, and I keep trying them, but they not working for me. Like, maybe I just don't know how to work them, but they not it for me. So maybe somebody gonna have to teach me, or I'm gonna have to watch a video or something, because they're not clicking for me. This is the Nubian 2 palette. My best friend got me this for Christmas one year, or for my birthday or something. I still got it. I love it. These shades are beautiful. This green shade, I love this green shade. Like, I wore it all the time, especially for the fall time. I put that shade out all the time. I have more bigger palettes, but we're going to get into some of their smaller palettes. So this is the Violets palette by Juvia's Place. Now these 6-pan palettes, these are my favorite palettes. I love these. Like, when makeup companies start doing monochromatic palettes, I'm all here for it. I love it. So this is the Violets palette. We have the Nubian Royal palette. It's purple too. I love it. I love it. Look at these. I love it. We have the Nudes palette. I bought this for when I start doing makeup on other people. I ain't got there yet, but I'm gonna start. And I'm gonna use this. We have the Saharan by Juvia's Place. And this one, not my favorite palette, but I used to love this palette. I used to like these shimmer shades. And this black shade, I've never seen a black shade so black before. So, got that one. This is the Nubian palette by Juvia's Place. And it's just a neutral palette. I love this for traveling. I love it. The next palette I have is the Nomad palette by Juvia's Place. And fall. It's fall in the palette. It's fall in the palette. Love this palette. Love this palette. I'm glad I got my hands on it when I did. I don't even think it's on its website anymore, but this palette, beautiful. The next palette is the Mini Masquerade. This was my first Juvia's Place palette that I ever got. As you can see, I love this palette. It got, I hit pan. I love the fact that it has your neutral shades down here and some more colorful shades up here. So if you want to venture into colorful shades, it's not overwhelming with the full rainbow palette. You can still go back to your neutrals. I love this palette and I don't pull her out anymore. But I love this. I love this palette. I love it with all my heart. Now I have a couple more tiny palettes. So this palette is the Berries palette by Juvia's Place. I love these shades. I love these shades. They're just maroon and pink, and I live for that. I live for that. This is the Nubian Glow palette, and it's orange. This one has I thought it had a pressed glitter in it, but I guess not. But these shades are beautiful, and I can't wait to use them. I gotta start going through my palettes. This is the Mauves by Juvia's Place. Like I said, monochromatic. They're gonna get me every time. I love this. These are cute. These are cute. We have the Sweet Pinks palette. I love this. Y'all know I love pinks. And look at how neon this shade is. Look. That's crazy. That's crazy. I love this palette. I love this palette. Juvia's Place can't do wrong in my book. We have the taupes. And look at like all the packaging. It's so cute. This is cute. This is like the nudes, but more cooler toned. Great. I have an option for everybody. For everybody. And then the last one, but not least, is the chocolates. And look at it. Look. That's crazy. Is it? But these are so cute. I love Juvia's Place. And Juvia's Place's eyeshadows are so good. They're so pigmented. This was like my favorite indie brand for the longest of time. All right, so next up is Lime Crime, and I have 5 Lime Crime palettes, and yeah, we're just gonna get into it. So the first one is the Venus Extra Small Solid Gold. Now I got this from Marshalls. I didn't even know Lime Crime had these, but I got this from Marshalls for like $8. It's cute. It's cute. And then during the holiday season, I saw they had more and they were on sale. They were like $10. So I got the extra small Vixen. And this one is just, you know, pink. And then we have the Venus Extra Small Holidays one. And it's green-ish. And then we have the extra small Frosted. And it is blue. So this is what it looks like. And then it's blue. I don't really use these. I need to, but I don't use them. Then we have the extra small Sun Kiss. So this is what this one looks like. And like I said, monochromatic palettes will get me every time. I don't know why. I don't know how. But they're just so aesthetically pleasing to my eyes that I have to get them. So that is Lime Crime. I do have a couple Makeup Revolution palettes. I have 4. Yeah, I have 4. Because when I was buying these, I was like in a color scheme. And I only would buy these 3 color schemes. It'd always be like a neutral, like a mauvey purple, and then like a green. So the first up is by Makeup Revolution. It is the Allure palette. So this is what the packaging looks like. And these are the ones that come in the tins. And this one is just mauve purple. I used this for my birthday a couple years ago. I think no, I didn't use this one. I used the other one. But this is cute. Next up we have this one. This one doesn't have the name of it anymore. So, but this one is the more warm tone neutral palette. This is cute. I used this one on my birthday a couple years ago. I think I have a vlog of that. If not, I think I do, but I'll probably unprivate it or put it in the cards or something. We have the Chilled palette by Makeup Revolution. And it's just green. This one comes with pressed glitters. I don't really, you know, deal with that, but it's a really good palette for some green shades. I love green. And yeah. And the last Makeup Revolution palette that I have is the Soph X Extra Spice palette. And I love Soph. I love watching her videos. I think she's so sweet. But I don't use this palette. I used it twice when I got it. I just forget that it's in my collection, but it's so cute. If you hear knocking, that is the squirrels. They're running through they're squirrels. They're just having them a good old time. But yeah, so this is that. Next brand that I have is Morphe, and I have quite a bit. I have 1, 2, 3, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Morphe palettes. So I think I have an obsession with Morphe. So the first palette is going to be the Dark Magic palette from Jaclyn Hill's Vault collection. I love the Vault collection. People have mixed reviews about it. Some people love it, some people hate it. I enjoyed it. Was this palette my favorite? No, but I just don't use cool tone shadows like this. But this is this one. I love it. What did I just say? This is the Armed and Gorgeous palette. Now this is my favorite palette. These orange, that mossy green, I love these shades. I love this shade. And this was my favorite palette out of the entire collection. This is the Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette. And this one is more red and berries. And I love this. Love this. Love this. And the last from the Vault collection is the Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss palette. And I didn't like this palette at first, but it took me some warming up to do. I think I had a stroke again. But this was my favorite palette after a while. I love this palette. Sticking with Jaclyn Hill, y'all saw this in my last video. This is the Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals palette. It's slightly bigger than the Vault collection. You get what, 12 shades in here, and I think there you only get what, 8, 6. You get 10, so you get more shades. And yeah, this so far has been my favorite palette. I know this is going to be a go-to like everyday palette for me, so love that. Next we have the 35S Sweet Oasis palette. Now I know Morphe has some pretty big palettes, but I like them. This one just has blues and pinks and neutrals. I like it. I like it. They were having a sale, so I picked it up. I wanted it for a while, and I said when it goes on sale, I'll get it. So that's exactly what I did. If you hear the lawnmowers outside, I'm so sorry. They cutting trees, the squirrels running. It's a mess. It's a mess. So the next one, we have the 35D Desert Bouquet palette. And I love this palette because of these greens. Look at these pinks. I like everything. I like everything. That's why I bought it, because I like it. I've not used it yet. I'm going to. You'll see a video with me using this palette. My favorite palette, my Morphe 39A palette. This is the Dare to Create palette. How many times can I say palette? As you can see, I put pan on some, and then a lot of these have huge dents in them. I got this for Christmas like maybe 4 years ago probably, and I've used it every day since. everyday since. I use it like for face products, for contour, and I just love this palette. My aunt bought me this for Christmas and I still use it. So I love it. Next up, we have the James Charles palette. This is the big one. I really should have waited to gotten the mini because it has a mirror, but you know, it's a cute rainbow palette. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Will I buy? I don't know. I enjoyed it. So I can't say that I didn't enjoy it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. Even with all his, you know, drama and scandals, I cannot lie that that's a pretty good palette. Next up, we have another walking scandal. It's Nikita. I've not really used this much, but I got it because it was on sale. So it's a cute palette. I will use it one day. Maybe not in a video, but one day. I love Morphe's collabs. I love when they do collabs. Next up, we have the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. This one is my favorite. Look at this. The pinks, the purples, the neons. I love this palette. And Jaclyn Hill, she know what she be doing with Morphe. She know what she be doing because they all be hits in my book. We have the original Jaclyn Hill, the Volume 1. But this is not the original one. This is like the second launch when they put the names on the back. And mine is dirty. Mine has seen better days. This pink shade is cracked. But I love this palette. I felt like that girl when I bought this palette. I was like, oh my goodness. I got the Jaclyn Hill palette and could nobody tell me nothing. And you're right, could nobody tell me nothing because I thought I looked good. We have the Morphe X Jeffree Star palette. This is what it looks like. I loved it when it first came out. I have a video of me using it. I've not used it since that video probably. Could you do without it? Yeah. But I bought it, so I'm going to continue using it. So yeah, that's that. My stack is going to come up high, so if you start seeing it in frame, I'm sorry. This is the Prod collection, the Live, Laugh, Love, I don't know. But it was the Prod collection from this year, and I love this color story. I love it because it's more wearable. It's not all like boom in your face. You still have your neutrals, you still have your pops of color, but they're very wearable. So yeah, I got that. And then I have the first Pride collection that launched maybe 2-3 years ago. This is the 25L Live in Color palette. And this one was a brighter storyline. Like you say, you don't have any neutrals and it's just full color. But this one you did get some neutrals and some deeper colors. I like these. I really do. I've not used them in forever, but I like them. And the last Morphe palette that I have is the Morphe X Avani Greg palette. I'm going to be completely honest. I've not used this palette at all. None of these eyeshadow shades I've used. I've tested out these. They're supposed to be like the cake liners. You just add water, and I've used these. They're not the best, but they do work. They do work. I would just invest into, you know, some better cake liners than using these. But that was the only reason I got this palette. It's just a rainbow palette, and it has a pressed glitter in it. So yeah. Will I use it? Of course, because I paid for it. But did I need it? No. So the last category is going to be my miscellaneous category. And these are eyeshadow palettes that I only have one from one brand of. So yeah. So let's start off. This is the Beauty Gems palette. This is like an Ulta brand. And my manager gave me this for Christmas last year because she knows I love makeup. And I really like this palette. This palette is like $7 from Ulta. But these neutrals and these shimmers go so hard. Like, just because it's not like a $40 palette don't mean it ain't good. I love this palette, and I need to pull it out more. Next I have is this is a Kylie palette. It's like one of her holiday palettes from a couple years ago. I bought it because it was on sale. Mine is really dirty. I wore it a lot. As you can see, I wore that pink shade a lot. Do I reach for it? No, not really. Is it my color scheme? Not really anymore. The mauves and pinks were just a little too ashy on me, and it kind of made me look like I was casket ready, like I was ready to go see my maker. But you know, the pink was cute. So next I have this Smashbox. It's a Blaze palette. I remember when these first came out and I was like, oh, I love this, I have to get it. So I got this one, and this was like my first like name brand palette. I was like, ooh. But this whole thing was like 25 bucks. And I was working part-time, making $7.25 an hour. So that was a lot for me to spend this. And I don't reach for it. I don't reach for it anymore. I thought I would, and I tried pulling out a couple times, but I just don't reach for this. But yeah, the shades are beautiful, but I don't reach for it. Next up is the Too Faced the white chocolate chip, or the chocolate chip palette. I bought this one too. And as you can see, it's not meant for me. It's not meant for brown girls. There's nothing too much I can really do unless I use the shimmers. It smells amazing. It smells like chocolate, but there's nothing too much I can do with it. I'm not getting rid of it because it holds sentimental value to me. I've not used it. It just smells good. And the last palette that I have is the Tartelette Tease. It's the little mini one. Now this palette, this was my go-to palette. I took this palette everywhere with me. I would put this in my crease, and I would use this to deepen it up, and I use one of these like these little shimmer shades. I love it. And this smells like chocolate as well. But this was my girl. This was like my travel palette. Like, I wasn't going nowhere without this palette. So that was all my eyeshadow palettes. I have a total of, I'm gonna pop it on the screen. I don't feel like counting right now. Oh no, I have one more. This one. This is a Lancome quad. And this was my favorite palette in high school. 2014, 2015, my senior year of high school. This all I wore. This is all I wore. I put this in my crease, and I put this pink shade or this gold shade on my lid, depending on my mood. And that was it. That was it. This was my eyeshadow. And I use this all the time. I thought I was that girl. Wasn't nothing blended. I pop on some dollar lashes. Back then they weren't good, but like dollar lashes have come up, and then y'all can tell me. And then I have on my sweatpants and a hoodie. I don't know why I thought I was that girl, but I was that girl. Now that's all my palettes. Like I said, I will pop the number on the screen because I really lost count. I started off good, but after 35 I was just like, ooh. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you comment down below and subscribe to my channel for more content. If there's a palette you see in my collection that you want to see me use, let me know. And yeah, I have a huge stack of palettes right here. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.